The change needs to be done because what's happening in the construction trades, there are companies that have come in and found a niche in the LLC laws, and what they're doing is they're saying their employees are owners, and they have come to workers and they have enhanced them to come into their companies and said, you can be an owner, you can pay taxes on your own, you can have workers' comp, you can do unemployment insurance, all these things on your own because you are a owner. So we might do this for you, but you can do this yourself. And what it does, it dances in the LLC arena where it should not be. We have tried in this piece of legislation to protect the LLCs, and we will. But in this niche where the construction industry is, it's decimating those good workers. It's putting them out of business, the large and the small. So this is what it's done. I like to think of this piece of legislation as commerce with conscience, because when we have businesses, we need to make sure they have guidelines. We have to protect those good businesses and make sure they can flourish in the state of Utah. We want to hold true the employer and the employee relationship, and this is what it is. It gives guidelines of if you have 20% of ownership, you are an owner. If you have 19% or below, you are an employee, and you have to pay taxes, you have to pay workers' comp, you have to pay those kind of benefits that an employee would get. And what we want to do, they have to report this. There's a reporting item in our law where if you have ownership, you have to report this regularly so we know what you're doing. If you have a lot of owners that all of a sudden come in, 200 or 300 of them, something's wrong. Something's amiss there. Where LLCs, you see very little change. There might be a partner come in or there might be someone die, but you don't see a turnover with the traditional, and those good LLCs, they don't have that turnover. But if you report to us, all of a sudden you have 200, 300, 400 owners, something's wrong. Something needs to be looked at. I know of one company, and the numbers are even higher, they have 900 owners, but they have 4 licenses. So something's wrong. And what we have seen is everyone that understands this has come together to help me. We have the manufacturers, we have the retailers, we have big companies, we have small companies, we have all these huge and powerful agencies and associations that understand we have to stop this. We have to move now because it can morph into a different kind of animal, and none of our business could compete with this. It's a model where you have a pool of labor, and in that pool of labor, lawyers can sit, retailers can sit. Those employees will sit in a pool of labor, and the employers will have to come down to these companies and get their own employees. This is not right. This is, like I say, we have to have conscience in what we do as businesses, and we have to stand tall as a government entity where we are here to make sure that people are treated fairly and that companies can survive in the state of Utah. Good companies cannot compete because the price difference is labor, and those companies that hold true, that pay workers' comp, to do those things, pay the benefits they should, they cannot compete. So that's what our job is to do, is everything is equal. The construction industry can be decimated. The drywallers, the framers, those companies are going out of business. They've been with us in the state of Utah for 40 years. They cannot survive. That's why we have to act now. We can't act in a year or 2 years from now. Now is the issue.